get a certificate of occupancy for the house that's contemplated, so we gotta do it the right way. If you see fit to grant our relief.
If I may, Mr. President, I've always had reservations about approving a zone change, not knowing what's being proposed. That doesn't, if I'm a council person that's going to vote for a zone change, I want to know what's coming. I want a sunset clause in there that you have 1 or 2 years to have it developed or it reverts back to the original zone. I don't know what's proposed. And not knowing what's proposed can have different impacts on the residents, the neighbors, everything else in that area. I'm somewhat hesitant to vote for. This is actually 2 proposals in one, which makes it difficult. The first proposal for building a resident, not a problem with, it's already residential. You build the road, you come in, you've got the required frontage to be, to put a driveway in, it's perfect, it's not a problem at all. No one can say no to it. But if you recall back to our first meeting, I had a real problem with that. I think I called it a goofy lot. And I think even Mr. Pimentel called it a bizarre lot, if I refresh my memory.
Hourglass.
Yeah. You know, I'm saying, in honesty, if you wanted to go to Business Highway and you reverted back to the plan that you submitted last date of 12/13, where it shows like a triangular type piece of property without the pork chop leg and the dog leg coming down, it makes more sense to build the road into something like that and get the frontage. There you go. The house, I think, wouldn't have a problem. When you start talking about Business Highway on a ground water recharge area, I'm really concerned because this water not only feeds the residents of Slatersville, ends up in the Woonsocket water system as well. So potable water is extremely important. And that's, I believe, a GAA rating, which is drinkable at this point. Certainly don't want to have any ill effects on the water over there. So I'm concerned with the proposed zone. I think if you take it one step at a time, I'd be more amenable because I see that you provided a buffer to the background to the residents, but yet I'm yet to hear from the residents. And I'll always defer to the residents because they have 30-year mortgages, 20 years to their property.
And I've been there for 40 years as well.
Yeah, Mr. Russo, do you live and sleep at the job, or do you go home at night?
Oh, I live off Woonsocket Hill, but my son lives and sleeps at the job.
Yeah.
He lives and sleeps there.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I think
And the other, can I just ask one question?
Sure.
When I went through planning, I never heard nothing about this water, what is it?
groundwater recharge.
Groundwater recharging. I've never heard a word about it.
That's what
If you're going to continue on this water recharging thing, you might as well close down every business on Great Road all the way to Park Square, because all those people over there have repair shops. So this is a new thing to me about this. And when you're talking about this, I've been in this town a long time, when you have a hazardous waste dump on the other side of the reservoir, and we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about this groundwater rechargeable, whatever. It's a little frustrating.
I can understand the frustration, Mr. Russo. Many of, I'm trying to, she was saying Great Road, I'm trying to picture the established businesses. Many of them were there before comprehensive plan was built. They were grandfathered, they were there. If they weren't there, the comprehensive plan came out, zoning followed the comprehensive plan, they would not have been allowed to be built there. Just wouldn't have happened. So many of them are grandfathered. I think towns learned a lot. The reason the comprehensive plan came about was the city of North Providence had tremendous explosion of growth uncontrolled. And what took farmlands, residential areas, we know Mineral Spring area, a quote from my council members, pack a lunch if you want to go from one end to the other. It's just a traffic nightmare. So that's why the comprehensive plan came out. Many of those places were in establishment prior to the comprehensive plan, which necessitated zoning being changed to meet the comp plan. So there's 2 proposals here. I personally don't have a problem with the residential piece. If you build the road, you provided enough buffer here for the residents. Again, I want to listen to what they have to say. The business highway, for me, I'm one of 5. If I knew what was projected, I think Councilor Bartamoli said, well, if it was office complexes or things of that nature, it's not as intrusive. You can deflect. I even seen some of the history of minutes saying that the lights have to be deflected deflected toward 102. You don't deflect lights now, you diffuse them straight down. There's a lot that has changed over the course.
Isn't that a zoning issue?
Yes, it is. It's zoning and planning, and right now, it's a council issue.
Council.
It's become a council issue. So that's why I'm interjecting my thoughts. I'm sure I'm missing some points, and that's why my distinguished colleagues probably have other points as well. But again, I want to hear what the neighbors have to say.
And I'd like to hear also, John, because you brought me back around at different times. And I went on my own in more or less, I did an overview of some of the mapping. And that recharge area, you're not the only one. There may be other people trying to do similar things, and they'll find out. Because of what we know now, it's not going to get any bigger. They can never go in. They can do what's existing, but they can't go larger because of environmental laws, etc.
Well, that's what I'm looking to do, Mr. O'Hara. I'm not looking to expand my business there anymore. I told you I bought something in Woonsocket. That's going to take care of our expansion of the body shop. I'm just looking to put a small plaza there and rent out small stores. What does the town want me to do? This, as far as I'm concerned, this is prime business highway that we're going to throw away and I'm going to put apartment buildings in. I mean, I went down to Neighborhood Works today just to talk to them, right? And they might be interested. Is that what they want to? Is that what we want to do with this property? It's across from Gators Pub. It's on a business highway. It makes no sense to me.
Mr. President? I'm certainly not here to advocate or offer an opinion as a remonstrant. But I am concerned about impression from this discussion about the groundwater. We have a groundwater protection ordinance that has impact in this area. That ordinance restricts what can happen on the site. It stands in place. Whether or not you approve this, that ordinance exists with consideration to the identified groundwater resource. Does that help at all? I mean, the idea, what would have to happen in any future proposal as to what would come forward, it would have to be engineered to meet the criteria of that ordinance.
619, what's the number of 619?
That's 619.
I don't recall, I can look it up, but I
That's
just want to make sure that we understand that the fact that there is a groundwater area of concern does not mean that nothing can happen there. There are restrictions. For example, that the overlay district, I think, precludes installation of underground storage tanks for fuels. Whether we agree with that or not, that is the current standing, such that that ordinance would preclude installation of motor fuel storage below ground on a site like this. So the drainage and the engineering for a future development would have to comply with that ordinance.
If I may, the groundwater recharge area is extremely important to pretty much every resident in this town. Without knowing what the proposed business is, we'd have to understand noise, hours of operation, light. And those are three other, this traffic, huge thing, Mr. President. Those are three issues we have to take, four issues we have to take into consideration apart from the groundwater recharge as well. So I stop and shop. I mean, there's an example of noise, there's an example of light, pre-existing, John.
Excuse me, I understand, but I'm not Stop and Shop.
I know, but if this proposed business highway comes in, John, we don't know what can be built there, but we have no proposal.
But what can be built consistent with what the town administrator says, we're limited by the ordinance that's in place. So you couldn't put in a Stop and Shop. You couldn't put in another
I was
couple
using
of
that as an
shops
example
under
of light proliferation and spill over into neighborhoods. And here's what happens. Because the next lot over, just for giggles, assesses Plat 4 lot 2030, assesses Plat 4 lot 272. What's to keep those from becoming business highways? That's what happens. That's what happened in North Providence. It was from residential to business. It just, because because they say it's consistent with existing uses. Right now, this existing use over there is residential. And if this becomes, and I'm not opposed to business highway, I want to make sure you guys understand that.
It seems like you are.
Just got
Because honestly, nobody wants to put a house on next to a telephone box on 102 across from Gaines Pub. Honestly. If you could sell that lot to somebody, sell it to them. And in fact, if the neighbors wanted to buy that lot, they're welcome to. They've been fighting this lot for the last 25, 30 years. They started with Gene Hool. I have paperwork on it. The building inspector has paperwork on it. It goes so far back, and it's so ridiculous. And the same people with the letters, the same letters, are here in the audience today. And they're still fighting it. So they just don't want business highway there for some reason. But anybody with a head, with a brain, looks at that property. It is deemed to be business highway. It's perfect. We're not spot zoning it.
But asking for a zone change. It's a domino effect is my concern.
But we're asking for a zone change. Last time we were here, Ed Pimentel testified that the RS zone that currently exists is really not compatible with the unique configuration of this lot. No one's going to build a single-family house along Victory Highway with all the problems that exist right there. So you recognize right now that it's residential, but I think respectfully you should recognize that no one's going to put a house there. So it's not really an intelligent use to keep that zone as a residential lot. It's not the appropriate use for that space. The appropriate use, as Mr. Pimentel testified last time over here, was business highway. For all the reasons discussed, and you've got the report as an exhibit.
Mr. Dodd, please recognize that I'm not against changing for a business highway zone. Please recognize that I want to know what would be proposed. Please recognize that I'm concerned about the domino effect marching up.
No, I do recognize all of that, and without being...
And the impacts of light, and traffic, and noise.
And I think that the brakes that your town has on what Mr. Russo can do with his property was correctly pointed out by your town administrator, that he can only do certain things and they have to be engineered correctly. So that's going to be a self-limiting ability to develop this thing going forward.
Again, pertaining to the groundwater recharge area, that's limited. Zoning, we have no idea of the noise, the light, the traffic. So, yeah,
I understand your point as well.
But you realize that we have a dump across the river, right across the reservoir, correct? You realize that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
land resource.
That it burns every day. Every day, the flame burns. Okay. I just wanted to bring that up.
And Mr. Russo, as you're aware, probably the best use over there, which has been happening lately, is to turn those into solar farms where they don't permeate the shield to let rainwater in there. And the methane is consistent.
Sure, so the water can run off the solar panels onto the ground and flood out the stuff that's going into the river. I disagree on that. So.
The amount of coverage from the panel is the same amount of impervious material on the ground.
Okay.
Thank you.
Would anyone like to speak in favor of this proposal? Mr. McGee, nice to see you back.
Oh, I miss you.
No, you don't.
Tom McGee, 125 Black Flame Road. I just want to say I'm an abutter to Business Highway, and I think Business Highway, that's what you do with Business Highway. It doesn't belong anywhere else. I think we're in need of space that we don't have that much to begin with. So when something comes available, we should take advantage of it. And like I said, that piece there, and to say, get back to Mrs. Zelensky, you have to say what you want before you decide. That's what you always do. You always want to know what's there. But like we did on the KFC hall, what was it, the Jehovah's Witness hall?
146, the church.
Mr. Palucha?
Yep.
That one there, he didn't know what he was gonna do with it either. And his complaint was, I don't know what I can do if I don't have permission. He couldn't sell or go out to market that if he doesn't know what it is. He can't go out and say, oh, this could be business, and then find out, guess what, you can't. It has to be something. So to put it on business highway and just vote on it, it's business highway, it has to go through zoning and anything for whatever business is going to go there, has to go through the proper channels. So that's what we did with the Jehovah's Witness Hall. And now we have some good area that we could get some income, tax income, and some big things could be happening there because we did that. And like I said, we're running out of spots for business highway. It's prime, you know, I mean, the sewer's there. And as far as the recharge system, I mean, whatever goes there, whether it's a house or, you know, a 16-unit, you know, low income, whatever it is, if it's got a driveway and a roof, it doesn't matter what's there. And like I said, you gotta look at everything. Look at what happened with the area where they wanted to put a daycare center. Remember the daycare center?
I wanted.
They wanted to put a little daycare center in. No, the neighbors bought it, and look what they have now. So you can have that really easy, and I don't think you want that. We've got enough stuff coming up. There's also stuff I don't want to even say what's coming up the line that you guys know what could be coming up to lose income, taxable income in North Smithfield. I would not want to be getting rid of taxable income and just letting it go, you know? This is prime, and Mr. Russo's right. Gene Who fought for this piece a long time ago, and people just fought him, you know? I mean, this guy, Gene and the neighbors, they had some differences, but Mr. Russo's been a good neighbor. He's been a great neighbor to me. He's been a great neighbor to other people. He did what you asked him to do. He tried to give a buffer, and you know, he's trying to do what he can do. You know, so I mean, I'll tell you what, if you don't let business highway go in and stuff like that come in, and we're going to be a bedroom community or a low-income community, which I'm more afraid of, well then, you better start saying no to everything, especially the schools, everything, because we're not going to have any money. When they ask for 4%, we're not going to have 4%. We're not going to have nothing, because we didn't, we'll say, oh, geez, I wish I would have had a business that we could have got some taxes off of. We're not going to be able to say, we've got great trucks now. North Smithfield's come around in a few years. And you look around, you got great trucks, great highway department, and we do have some good building people. You know, I think we got a great building inspector, stable. He's doing his job, despite what people think. I'll tell you what, you may miss things here and there, but I think he's doing a great job. I think everyone else is doing a great job. The boards are doing a good job. North Smithfield is really doing fine. I don't want to blow an opportunity of a business highway, which would definitely help our area. Because like I said, we've fought for that area. We've got no help from anyone. We have to do our own sewer lines. We've had everything on our own. We feel like we're on Misfit Island back over there, you know? So all we're asking is, give us a little business highway. Definitely, you think I want a jump across the street from my restaurant? No, I don't. I want to make sure. I'll be over there looking to make sure it's nice too. Because believe me, I don't want any kind of a pig pen over there. So I'm concerned what could go there. So business highway, and hey, you guys can grant that way. And then the zoning board still has to go up in front of the zoning board for any permission that you have to do. So I'm for it. I think Mr. Russo, he works hard. He's been working hard his whole life. I've known him a long time. And you know, like he's a common sense guy. he gets frustrated when you hear things like this. I told him, I said, it's not easy. That's why I joined politics before, because I would sit there just like John going, oh my God, oh my God. And then you get on here and then you see, oh my God, they are hard decisions, but you know, you can't please everybody, but we did it for Anchor Subaru, and look at Anchor Subaru. That was tough, but look at what Mr. Benoit did over there. And that's helping the economy and helping the town. I mean, it's a beautiful place. And I believe that what is it, the other place, Jehovah's Witness, I believe that acreage is going to be a diamond in the rough. When that gets ready and they get something in there, that's going to make us money for a long time. And even you were against Darling Village for a long time. And now you even admit, hey, look at how good it is. Thank God for it, you know?
No, you mentioned you referring to me.
Oh, I was just mentioning you because I know you didn't like Darling Village.
I had great concerns about the environment. It's been trashed. All my worries have come to fruition. I don't want to say fruition, they've come true. But it does provide a service. I go to Lowe's quite frequently.
Well, like I said, I just wanted to put, you know, we get a lot of expenses and we don't have much business highways. So that's all I want to say. We've done it 3 times in other places. So that's why I just wanted to point that out. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak in favor of this proposal?
How you doing? I'm John Russo,
State your address, please.
73 Mount Pleasant Road. Lived there my whole life. The property in question obviously has to do with rebuilding a house on for my family. I have 3 children.